Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Jay and I'm the host of this channel, and today on Microsoft Flight Simulator News we have quite a lot to talk about. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button, make sure you get me to 1,000 subscribers before Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 comes out, and let's get straight in with the rest of this video. Starting off the news with something sad, Bluebird Simulations founder and lead developer has spoken out in a new short video on the company's YouTube channel, confirming that the company's highly anticipated Boeing 757 add-on for Microsoft Flight Simulator will not be released in the year of 2024. Shevon goes into lengths in the video to stress that he is sharing this information with the community now at the earliest opportunity, after it became apparent intentionally that any potential 2024 release window had closed, saying the quote, "I'm not saying this is a tease, you guys. I'm doing this because I think the majority of you enjoy these updates, and that's what I'm going to do and keep you guys posted on what's going on." The statement continues with Shevon letting us know that there is more in-depth updates coming out in the next couple of months, and they'll keep us in touch with the aircraft system's depths. We are also shown a very short clip of the aircraft's two FCUs, which seem to be very likely to be working independently of each other. He goes on to say that unfortunately he's lost his job earlier this year in January, but he has been both a cure and blessing, as it has allowed him to get more full-time as a developer on the 757. Chevron indicates it is not just himself, but several developers who also had full-time jobs has now quit and moved on to doing the project itself, and luckily they have a good handful of colleagues contributing as well. Finally, Chevron speaks to the company's status and release of the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 version. He says that the aircraft will release on the current Microsoft Flight Simulator, which is 2020. That will be the initial starting point, and a free of charge update will then follow along for the up and coming Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. This does mean that it will be quote unquote, as he said, a free of charge update. Obviously the team did not get any sort of SDKs from Microsoft to let them work on it initially. However, it doesn't technically mean that any additional cost later on down the line would mean anything. Regardless of whether or not the 2020 version does work in 2024, it will be missing some native features that are supported by the new sim. Chevron says that therefore that these will be addressed in a free update post 2020 launch. Moving from some sad news from Boeing, but over to Airbus good news, it has been confirmed that the FlyByWire Simulations A380X will release on October the 31st as an open alpha. Here is everything that we know so far about the plane and its first release. Now, taking the plane next week, the release date was announced during the Out of the Hangar stream, which you could recap down below, as I'll leave that in the link in the description. During the open alpha stage, you'll be able to use a number of features and capabilities to assist you in flying. Expect to be able to use a full custom FMS with FMS version 2 implementations coming straight from the A380X. All ARAC 424 leg types are supported, including sequencing of waypoints, an accurate MFD, flight plan page, and also support for holding. All displays are enriched with data including the followings, which is the PFD, the ND, the EWD, the SD. There is so much things that are also included. There will also be an electronic checklist for normal and abnormal procedures, including a QNH pre-selection in the FCU. Those who want to, which is the very first time in Microsoft Flight Simulator, we will get the BTV, which is also known as brakes to vacate, which will be pleased to be found in the alpha release, along with also another new feature that has not been seen in Microsoft Flight Simulator as far as FlyByWire Simulations is aware, is the runway overrun warning protection as well. There will also be onboard airports navigation system implemented in the GWS and also a whole bunch of things specific to the A380. Now you will be able to download this from the FlyByWire Simulations installer, which will be publicly available on the 31st of October 2024, as I said. And just as how the A320X is, it will have there'll only be one version, but once it's fully released, there will be two versions, but you know where to get it already. It shouldn't be no problem. Moving on to a brand new update from Aerosoft's A330 CEO base pack for Microsoft Flight Simulator has been released. With version 1.0.1, Aerosoft focused on fixing some of the more common issues which were discovered after launch. This includes the PFD issues, throttle problems, and changes to various MCDU components. There has also been some minor corrections and changes to various bits of the artwork throughout. The update follows on from the launch of the A330, which we had a flashback and it was probably one of the worst planes that have come out. But nevertheless, they have highlighted that there will be some good features coming along. Now, obviously, with the first update fixing a few of the issues, we hope that Aerosoft continues this trend and also supports customers with further changes that we actually do want and start implementing some of the new features that are in op. If you want to get a copy of the A330, which I do disclose not to buy it just yet, this is my personal preference, as I said in the previous video that I made about this, I wouldn't buy it just yet until it actually starts developing. But if you want to, you could do so right now from the store. You could update it as well, and it'll be available from Aerosoft's website. And if you want to update it from Aerosoft One's app. Developer IndiaFoxtEcho has released a statement that goes over all of their projects that are currently being done so far, providing insight on their progress and planning. Long story short, all the projects are being scheduled behind, but this is for a good reason. Now, IndiaFoxtEcho first talks us about their aircraft projects, starting with the Eurofighter Toucan. The fighter jet has been nearly completed with external models passing its first pass of textures. The only thing that's missing on it is the landing gear, the slate actuators, and wing pulleys. The interior model is ready, but the instrument coding is currently on hold and it was waiting for the Microsoft Flight Simulator development alpha build. Moving over to their F-16A Falcon, which is co-produced by developers Heatblur, is moving forward at a very good pace. IndiaFoxtEcho claims that the aircraft will likely feature the most detailed model ever they've created for recreational simming. The external model is ready and the team is currently working on the first pass textures and interior model. They've completely restarted their work on their TA4J Skyhawk model, as the model that they had previously was not up to their quality standards. So progress is slowly making its way back up and the first set of assets have been complete. Now, moving from their aircrafts and going over to their sceneries and ships, we're going to start off with their rendition of the Queen Elizabeth Skycarrier class. Has been ready for a week or two already, but has been awaiting for some testing in the new game. IndiaFoxtEcho also has a second thought about profitability due to the Microsoft Flight Simulator no weapons policy, which apparently would lead them to give several versions of the aircraft carrier. Moving over to their Italian aircraft carrier, the team has been working on it. Also, it didn't meet their standards and requirements, therefore they have decided to add more detail to the ship deck, and the AAV8B Hiver 2 model from Sim Skunk Works is now also included with the carrier. The add-on will also include the tail ship and the fragrant model. Now, some of their other products have also been put inside of this as well, with some new products that they're building up as well. If you'd like to, because this was quite long, so I'm not going to put everything in it, but if you'd like to stay up to date with some of the IndiaFoxtEcho projects over on their Facebook page, I'll leave that link in the description, and just keep on checking regularly and you'll find out what's going on. Now, moving on to some imports. As announced last week, which I did make a video on, MK Studios has released their Lisbon Reboot scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Lisbon Airport, also known as Lima Papa Papa Tango, serves the capital city of Portugal. It serves a number of airlines with destinations all over Europe, as well as the North and South America and Asia. The airport is also a hub for Portuguese airlines TAP Air Portugal. Now, whilst MK Studios has previously named their new versions of their existing sceneries version 2, the developer has chosen to drop the naming scheme and adapted a new one called Rebooted instead. This was done to clarify that this is not a paid update, and instead Lisbon Reboot has been built from the ground up using new SDK technologies and standards. Now, if you want, Lisbon Reboot is now available for €16.99 through CodeTrails. If you have already purchased the Lisbon version before, you are entitled to a 25% discount and it will be applied automatically automatically through the store that you've purchased from. If you've purchased the previous version of this from the Microsoft Flight Simulator Marketplace, MK Studios encourage you to transfer the license to Cotrail or to any build store where you would get the 25% discount be applied. Unfortunately, discounts cannot be done via the Microsoft Flight Simulator Marketplace directly. If you've purchased Lisbon Reboot, MK Studios will provide you with a free version of the scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. And last but not least from MK Studios, the developer has announced two sceneries that they are working on, which is Zurich and also Dusseldorf. Both sceneries are on track for release, with Zurich expected later this year, whilst Dusseldorf is currently scheduled for the release of the first quarter of 2025. Furthermore, MK Studios is also planning for a massive update on the LaGuardia Airport, which is Kilo Lima Golf Alpha Airport, once Terminal C has fully been finished. The developer also has teased a new airport that they are planning, but did not share any more information, but it looks like it's on the top of the West Coast. Just in time, FeelThere's autumn sales. The developer took to their Facebook page to announce the release of Amsterdam Schiphol scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Now, this is a famous airport, as you might know. People have probably done this as their first flight, which is from Echo Hotel Alpha Mike. This is the main international airport for Netherlands and is a major hub for SkyTeam members, also known as KLM. Known for its expansive airport footprint, Schiphol can trace its roots back to 1916, where it began as a military base. Passengers operations began in 1920. However, operations began to ramp up just after the World War II, when the airport was rebuilt due to war. Since then, Schiphol has grown to the 4th busiest airport in Europe and the 14th busiest airport in the world. Besides passenger flights, the airport is also known for its cargo operation with KLM Cargo and Martinair. Now, FeelThere's Amsterdam Schiphol scenery aims to be an affordable but yet realistic option to improve your European flying experience. The scenery features over 80 detailed buildings with PBR texturing, interiors for the terminal buildings, custom jetways, realistic runway slopings, and much more. For added immersion, FeelThere added a number of custom objects throughout the scenery, including the KLM Volca 100 on the display and the I Am Stam sign. To ensure FeelThere scenery works properly, users will have to disable the Asobo Schiphol Airport scenery, which can be done from the content manager. You could purchase the FeelThere Amsterdam Schiphol Airport scenery directly from their website for $14.99, but however, there may be, I don't know if it's still there, but there may be a sale for $13.49. DJ Choice on the beat. SoFly has announced a brand new airport coming to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Ohrid St. Paul's the Apostle Airport, also known as Lima Whiskey Oscar Hotel, is the second busiest airport and sees airlines like Wizz Airlines, TUI, LOT, Polish Airlines, and much more. The airport itself is set alongside the mountain range, with one of the approaches taking place right above the lake. It offers both a challenge and a scenic view throughout the year. SoFly says that they have learned from their Cardiff airport release and applied many of the technologies and techniques to make this airport a more enriched with detail. One of the key features is an all-new animation system that they have implemented. Approaching a barrier in the car park will automatically open the gates with no need of a key control. Another example is the multi-doors in the airport terminal and nearby offices, with automatic doors opening as soon as you approach. You can see in this video up and above that this is what it looks like. Now, this airport by SoFly will also feature dynamic snow buildup during winter months, highly detailed interiors, animated hangar doors that's based on the time of the day, as well as custom taxiway signage and ground police. Expect the airport to release later this month for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, but expect a free upgrade made available for the full Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 when it releases on November the 19th, 2024. UK 2000 is no stranger to the world of airport sceneries at this stage, having released 27 airport sceneries for Microsoft Flight Simulator as far as we can count. The latest release, which was announced a few days ago, Bournemouth Airport, also known as Echo Golf Hotel for Microsoft Flight Simulator, adds to their ever-growing representation of the small to medium-sized international airports within the United Kingdom. In a Facebook post announcing the new scenery, the developer outlines some of the field's history as well as basic facts and features containing within the product. For those who are wondering, Bournemouth Airport is one of the largest airports in England's south coast and offers domestic and international flights from a range of most likely low-cost carriers such as EasyJet, Ryanair, Jet2 and holidays operator TUI. It also has a bustling general aviation scene and is frequently by private pilots in lightweight aircrafts, and there's also several business jet operators as well there. Those wanting to fly something bigger like the bigger birds in and out of the field are also in luck, as European cargo service bases fleets of the converted A340-600 cargo aircrafts at the strip. The airport has a single passenger terminal on the southeastern side of the main apron, which handles just shy of 1 million passengers, as that was recorded last year on their way to destinations such as Spain, Portugal and much more. And there are also some seasonal routes to Turkey, Greece and the Canary Islands. Bournemouth Airport, also known as Echo Golf Hotel for Microsoft Flight Simulator by UK 2000 Scenery, is now available to download right now via Sim Market and the Microsoft Flight Simulator Marketplace. If there's any more stores, I'll leave them in the link in the description. The newly on the scene developer Perseverance Scenery Developers has released their very first airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Sandtoft Airfield is a small aerodrome that opened in the later part of World War II, serving as an RAF bombers located in Belton, North Lincolnshire. The airport is now a humble little general aviation airport operated by E-Plane Limited. If you are a general aviation pilot and looking for another destination to add into the UK, this product can be purchased for €10, which is roughly around about £8.32 in the UK, and head over to Sim Market if you want to get your hands on this airport / add-on and if you want to see some more information about it. Scenery developer Barelli MSFS Addons has added Ethiopia's Addis Ababa Bowl International Airport, also known as Hotel Alpha Alpha Bravo, to their growing list of airport sceneries into the simulator. The airfield comes with multiple challenges to aviators as it sits over 7,600 feet above sea level and is surrounded by high terrain, with 2 runways both just under 4,000 meters in length. The airport welcomes a multitude of airlines and aircraft types. Now, a developer of this scenery has said that there will be detailed models with highly resolution textures, up-to-date texture signage, accurate terrain elevation, realistic dynamic lighting, and custom jetways. Now, you can purchase your very own copy of this airport from any build store for £14.94. Simman, known for their Thai sceneries, have now released their own rendition of Victor Tango Sierra Charlie. Now, this airport is a province in the south of Thailand, which borders with Malaysia, which also hosts the town of the Narathiwat. The province is the home to several national parks, with 27% of the total land surface containing of tropical forests. The population of 800,000 people is most likely made up of farmers and fishermen, and nearly 80% of the people living in the region are Muslim, with another 20% being Buddhist. The airport was built in 1974 and is mostly used by the royal family, the military, and people local there. It has a single runway just shy of 200-500 meters and can only receive a couple of medium-sized jets at this time, the biggest of which is the A300-600. Simman's rendition of this airport includes custom airport models with interiors as well. There are also separate sectors for civil and military traffic and a helipad on the military apron. You can purchase your very own copy from Sim Market and also any builds for £10.82, and that excludes taxes and VAT. And that is it for today's Microsoft Flight Simulator news. I'm hoping that you guys enjoyed it because this was a packed ton. Now, before we close off this, you might have heard already that from me myself that there is a FlyByWire A380 coming out, and I will be doing a full video on that when it does. Unfortunately, I can't do any live streams like what I wanted to do just yet because I'm still trying to sort out a few things, but I will be doing a video on it very soon, as well as I said a very long time ago, a packed ton of other videos will be on its way. Those ones will probably come first before the fly-by-wire though, just due to the fact of those were sitting in the queue for a very long time. Anyway, I'm just going to end off this video by saying a massive thank you to everyone that has subscribed, but if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and get me to 1,000 subscribers before Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 comes out. And as always, this has been your boy Jay, and happy flying.